working on some tires. He's grinding. Meanwhile, the kids are on the Power Wheels. The biggest one's on the smallest one, and the smallest one's on the biggest one back here. Yeah, so day 2 of fireworks. Alright guys, so Brad got tires done tonight. This is going to be a 2-part video. You guys will see this a little bit later in the week. We didn't do enough videoing tonight to be able to make a video. And obviously the Rugrats are acting like little brats. So, Brad, are you having to get on to them?
I mean, geez. You wonder which one those 2-year-old is.
Oh, is it the 12-year-old? Does that like a 2-year-old?
12-year-old's acting like a 2-year-old, and the 2-year-old's acting like a 1-year-old.
Look. Cooper, how old are you? Oh, head on. How old are you, Cooper? 5. How old are you? 5. How old are you, 12? 5. He'll be 12 in August, yep. He'll be 12 next month, and he's acting like he's 2. Oogly boogly. Alright. So, let's go in and get showers and the normal.
Alright guys, so we're down here in the shop. It's Thursday evening. We didn't come down to the shop last night. We didn't do anything last night. A little bit loud. We got the fans going until it cools off in here. We got 2 power wheels running. You can see right here we got the super motor out from underneath the table. We got a little bit of work to do. We got to work on some threads in the back of the block. Right here and right here. And I believe that one. Aluminum block. And our original bolts for the spec motor were not quite long enough. So as you can assume, steel bolts on an aluminum block that's not long enough, most of you know what happens. So we got to put a couple Healy coils in that. We're going to get started on that. We've already started on pulling the spec motor out right here. Like I said earlier in the week, our plans are to be at Talladega Short Track Saturday night, twin 25 races. Right this second, our plans are just to have both motors out, setting in the floor. Saturday's looking like a rain chance, a 60% chance of rain. It's looking like it's supposed to be AM showers. Hopefully it is cut off by then. By the time it's time to go racing, they can get the track prepped and we can race. But just in case, we're gonna have both motors sitting right here, and we'll decide Saturday morning which motor to put in. If Talladega cancels, the only other place running super is Why Not, and I just don't feel like we've got enough laps on this motor yet to go over there and try to run a sanctioned series race. We need to make a couple more laps on this, make sure we got all the kinks worked out, like the oil leak we had and all that. If Talladega rains out, we'll throw that motor back in, and we have 2 options there. We can go back to Mountain View for their makeup race for the week before, but we'll have to start the tail end of the field, or we could go to Buckshot, which is in Clinton. It's only a couple hours away. So what it's looking like, if Talladega cancels, we'll may try to run at Buckshot, which is in Clinton, Alabama. It's a little bit closer to home to us than Mountain View is. Plus, we could leave here a little bit later, and that would give us more time to get whichever motor installed that we need to get installed. So right now, that's our plan. It's still to be at Talladega Short Track this weekend, but we're going to try to be prepared to go somewhere or another, no matter what happens.
Here she comes. What are you doing, Madden?
Running in the way so you don't get
Here she comes. What you call this? What's this thing called? cherry picker doesn't work very well. The wheels on it don't. Alright guys, so Brad is checking nuts and bolts all the way around the car. Joel is back here changing the gear. We did a little quick Q&A session earlier, but our camera died, so I haven't done any video since then, which they really haven't done anything. It's pretty much the only thing we've done. They pulled the motor earlier, the motor's missing, and now they're doing what I just showed you. We've just pretty much been hanging out and goofing off tonight. We hadn't been a super serious night, but now it's getting serious. Gotta get stuff done. Joel's got to work tomorrow. I think Chris has got to work tomorrow, don't you? You got to work tomorrow?
What's a flashlight?
You ain't got to work tomorrow. Chris don't have to work tomorrow. Brad don't have to work tomorrow. So yeah, we're trying to get all this done and ready to go to Talladega Short Track. But like we mentioned earlier, like Brad mentioned earlier, we pulled the motor out and we're just going to leave it sitting in the floor and decide what we're going to do on Saturday morning. It's going to be a super last minute decision and it's going to be thrashing to get it back in, but the weather has not cooperated with us. There's a 60% chance of rain for Saturday at Talladega Short Track, so we're just not sure. We're not sure how it's going to roll, so we're just going to be motorless for the time being and make that decision last minute.
Hi guys, so we finished up what we was doing. We checked nuts and bolts. I'll get word a lot. We checked nuts and bolts. We checked, went ahead and got the gear changed. Went ahead, like Dallas showed you earlier, we got both the motors sitting on the floor right there. We're pretty much done other than deciding which motor to put in it Saturday. We're hoping to put the all aluminum motor in it and go to Talladega for the twin 25s. Like I said, if not, then we'll be putting the spec motor back in and looking at going to Buckshot or tagging the rear of the field at Mountain View. More than likely, it'll probably lean towards Buckshot, but of course, that'll have to depend on the weather as well. Clanton is fairly close to, in the same region as Talladega versus Spring City, so we just have to look at all that and look at our options there. So anyways, we're done for the night. I want to thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all the comments. If you hadn't already, make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe, comment button. Share it with your friends. Appreciate everyone who helps us out. Fatdaddys crew out of Lafayette, Warp Speed Performance Parts, KT Heating and Air, Hammers Grading, Vinson Race Engines, Penske Shocks, Brinn Transmission, Gorsuch Performance, Stop Tech Brakes, Capital Race Cars, and each and every one of you on here. Thanks to Allsouth, Brandon Boyd, and all those guys over at Allsouth Signs and Graphics. We'll catch you guys probably Saturday morning. If you hadn't already, head over to our Patreon, sign up over there. We will probably post it on Patreon where we're racing at Saturday. If it's not on our social media, because it's going to be a last minute decision, I'm sure, unless Talladega cancels early, either Friday night or early Saturday morning, it will probably be a last minute decision what we decide to do or where we decide to go. So Patreon is where you get the quickest updates, the most up-to-date updates. Facebook would be the second quickest. And then, of course, here on YouTube, we will do the best we can, but there is a lot of work to do. So not sure if we'll get a video edited before Saturday or not after this one. So like I said, if you hadn't, head over to Patreon, links in the description, get signed up below, and we'll catch you guys next time.